despite the weather. Another sold-out crowd here at the Rock. As Jada Coleman steps into the left-hand batter's box, and we are ready for the mid-weekend game of this three-game set between OU and Tech in the final Big 12 series between these rivals. And Coleman's not going to waste any time, and she'll slap the first pitch from Kiel out to center to bump her batting average up over 420 on the season, as Oklahoma just reload every single year. The Sooners, who have won the last 3 national championships, hoping to go out with a quartet to leave the Big 12 and head to the SEC, is the freshman Ella Parker coming off of a 1-for-2 game on Friday. 2-spot after hitting third yesterday, as this pitch gets by the backstop in Wyckoff. Coleman will fire over to second base, and Texas Tech is hoping they can keep things clean on defense like we saw yesterday. Now, of course, the scoreline is not as representative as how tight it was. It was 6-0 Oklahoma in the bottom of the 6th. Tech had the bases loaded with nobody out, and then OU put up 8 runs in the top of the 7th as Kelly Maxwell was lights out, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. Parker takes high and outside, and they count 2-0. The Sooners once again shake things up. The 27th game and their 27th different lineup for Coach Gasso. This is going to be a tough play. I think Parker beat it out, which she did. Aubrey Barnhart, the Alabama transfer, can't scoot over to first in time, and Oklahoma has runners on the corners here with nobody out in the first inning.
Batting for the Sooners, number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
Speaking of the shakeup in lineup, Coach Gasso puts Parker to the 2 spot, drops the power-hitting Sanders back to 4 after she walked 4 times yesterday. And the freshman Cassidy Pickering gets bumped from the 7 hole to this 3 spot here, followed by Sanders, Jennings, Brito. Ludlam, who came in midway through after Kinsey Hansen picked up a home run, was pulled midway through yesterday's game, and then Avery Hodge placing Torres over at second base, with Riley Boone rounding things out for OU. As the 1-0 delivery from Kiel is low, and Oklahoma does not waste any time, do they? It's a good pitch from Kiel. Here's what we'll see from the righty: a 65 to 68 mile an hour drop, rise, and change trio. And we know that Kiel has been working on her horizontal movement. Seems like she has shed the curve and screw. We talked a little bit about yesterday. We're seeing a lot less curveball screwballs around the country, a lot more vertical spin. 2 pitch just misses outside. Home plate umpire today is Robert Gonzalez, with Frederick Ewald at first and Christina Drum over at third base. Meanwhile, Parker took second on that 2-2 delivery, and so Oklahoma with runners at second and third here with nobody outs in the first. Good battle here from Pickering. Top 5 recruit. Coming off of a 1-for-2 game yesterday where she was replaced in the 5th inning. Oklahoma using their depth one night ago. So back-to-back freshmen here in the top of the lineup for the Sooners. Taking a look at what the future may look like in the SEC as Pickering takes high and OU has the bases loaded here in the first inning. Now Kiel got into a little bit of a jam on Tuesday against New Mexico at second and third in the first inning, but picked up a key strikeout to keep the Lobos off the scoreboard. Tech would wind up winning that first game 9-1 en route to a pair of run rule victories as the National Player of the Week. Can't put her on here, can you? Sydney Sanders at the plate, walked 4 times yesterday to take a swing with an RBI ground ball in the 7th. So 0-for-1 start to the series for Sanders, who snapped her 5-game home run streak. Oh no, up and inside, and it catches the zone, says Robert Gonzalez. So if you're just joining us, Oklahoma has already loaded the bases. Coleman swung at the first pitch, singled up the middle. And an infield single for the freshman Ella Parker on a ground ball to first, and Pickering walked on a full count. So Sydney Sanders at the plate, a chance to mash as she takes high and outside 2-1. It is a wet 48-degree Saturday afternoon here in West Texas. See all the ponchos in attendance as Sanders pops one into shallow right, and with the outfield deep, this will score Coleman, and everyone goes station to station on the RBI blooper. The Arizona State transfer here in her second season in Norman, and it's 1-0.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
You can hear the Boomer Sooner already starting here at Rocky Johnson, and something that Coach Snyder is hoping that this Texas Tech offense can keep pace with today. As T.R.A. Jennings, 2-home run, 6 RBI opener to the series, the Player of the Year candidate, as Jennings takes high. She's looking for a little bit of history today. Jennings' next double will tie her atop the Sooner record book with Sydney Romero. 1-0 from Kiel. Change up for a strike on the outer half. Melissa Brito, the senior third baseman, waits on deck. Jennings, that's a gapper, and might be the record-tying double as Oklahoma with a curvy 3-spot already here in the first inning, and it is the 58th double in Jennings' career.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 33, Melissa Brito.
4 for 4 here this series with a pair of walks, a pair of doubles, and a pair of home runs for T.R.A. Jennings. Oklahoma leads 3-0 as Brito comes to the plate, and Abby Orrick trying to boost the spirits of the junior in the circle. We know the count. Kirsten Deal will be the starting pitcher today for Oklahoma. True sophomore. A southpaw. Wow, tremendous stop by Wyckoff as she lunges to keep the score where it sits. 4 hits and a walk worked from Oklahoma here without an out recorded in the top of the first. We know the count to Brito with the Furman transfer, Riley Ludlam on deck. Now every hitter in this Oklahoma lineup that we've seen is hitting 400 or higher. The only one starting today under 400 is Avery Hodge. 4-pitch walk loads the bases again for the Sooners. You can tell it's just another day filled with business for OU, and we'll see if Texas Tech is going to make a move or just a conversation in the circle. For 6 Sooners reach base, it will be a players-only meeting filled with now the pitching coach and Bryce Tecove. Something they've been working on with Maddie Kiel was to own the outside corner, make sure to keep the ball down. But for those that have watched the base hits from Oklahoma, it really hasn't been mislocation. Coleman took advantage of a drop ball down and sent it back up the middle. Then a routine ground out to Barnhart was beaten out by Parker. Loop single by Sanders, and then Jennings just is that good. And so Gasso and Sanders chatting it up over there at the third base box. Chance for Ludlam. Walked a couple times yesterday. 3 walks for Ludlam off the bench in Friday's opener. She takes 1-0. Sanders at third, Jennings at second, Brito, who walked, stands at first base. Nobody out in the top of the first inning. And the count is 3-0 with nowhere to put Ludlam in a strike zone that has seemingly shrunken as this first inning has gone on. There's a strike 3 and a 1. Seventh batter in this Sooner lineup. Conference Player of the Year at Furman last year as Ludlam takes low and outside, and that looked like a strike as well. But home plate umpire Robert Gonzalez keeps a tight zone, and Oklahoma picks up another run on the RBI walk.
Batting for the Sooners, number 82, Avery Hodge.
No home cooking here in this first inning. So Avery Hodge, the sophomore second baseman, will start a string of 5 straight left-handers at the plate. He'll take a strike right down the middle. 3 walks and 4 hits through the first 7 batters for a team that lost its number 1 ranking last week, but with Texas falling to Houston and Oklahoma sweeping Iowa State, the Sooners are back atop the college world. Hodge connects with the infield in. It's over the head of the second baseman Jennings. And once again, Oklahoma will settle with 1 run scoring on the RBI single. Everyone moves up 60 feet, and it's 5-zip.
Batting for the Sooners, number 0, Riley Boone.
So to the 9th spot they go. And I'll tell you what, Coach Gasso probably a little cold on this damp day. Too upset with the efficiency of her offense as Oklahoma will look to bat around without recording it out here in this first inning. A remarkable feat. Oh, 0-2 the count. The first 0-2 count of this first inning for Kiel as Oklahoma has not faced many 2-strike counts at all. Oh, 2 slapped foul. Boone yesterday 1 for 4, picked up an RBI single in that 8-run 7th. As Kiel seeks her first out. Won't get it. Seeing eye single finds left field, and the Sooners will hit around here in the first inning without recording it out. 6-0, Boomer Sooner.
Batting for the Sooners, number 24, Jada Coleman.
How long do you keep Maddie Kiel out there?
Okay.
The answer is no longer. As Colve will take the ball, and we will step away for a pitching change as Oklahoma goes 9 up and 9 on here in this opening inning.
go ahead.
Now pitching for the Red Raiders, number 3, Mimi Blackledge.
Thank you. I think that looks a lot better.
I'll sit here until they say it looks better or not.
Okay. We wiped our lens on 3. Does it look any better?
I need to rewind it now. There's already 6 runs scored?
Yeah. They're good.
Okay.
The dance floor silly, the ladies gon' feel me. The fellas in the back, and they twisting up a belly. Get silly, 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 get the dance floor silly. The ladies gon' feel me. The fellas in the back, and they twisting up a belly. The dance floor silly, the ladies gon' feel me. The fellas in the back.
So Texas Tech hands it over to the freshman Mimi Blackledge, who makes her 4th appearance in the circle, first since February 24th. Only 4 innings of work this year, just the 2 runs allowed in the tight win over Minnesota back on the 24th. And what a job for Blackledge to inherit. Bases loaded, nobody out. Jada Coleman's second at bat here in this first inning. There's Coach Gasso in her 30th season, 3rd all-time with nearly 1,500 wins. Trailing just Carol Hutchins at Michigan and Mike Andrea at Arizona. And I'll tell you what, take some notes here. Whatever Coach Gasso is instructing to Riley Ludlum, Golden Clinic advice. As 4 pitches starts the outing for Blackledge, and an RBI walk for Coleman pushes the lead to 7-0.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 5, Ella Parker.
Brings up Ella Parker. Blackledge, a freshman from Center Point, Texas. That's a good looking swing on 0-1, and they count 0-2 now. Parker, the number 3 recruit out of high school. Had 7 hits between Iowa State and Tarleton State. Reached on an infield single and scored earlier in this inning. Oklahoma has still not recorded an out. That's what Texas Tech is looking for here. And Parker rips it back up the middle. The barrage continues on OU's 7th hit of this inning as Parker drives in 2 runs. The score is 9-0.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
Pickering takes high. Reminder that the run rule is 8 runs after 5 innings, something that Texas Tech knows very well. In fact, they have run ruled 14 of their 25 wins, including both on Tuesday against Tarleton State. Coleman over at second, Parker trailing at first. Cassidy Pickering, who walked and scored earlier this inning. Pickering, deep right center. This is gone. 4th home run of the year for the freshman. Oklahoma's 5th of the series, and it's 12-0. So the freshman gets greeted. This Oklahoma offense that does this against everybody.
Sydney Sanders.
Sydney Sanders comes to the plate with nobody on base and nobody out here in the first inning. Fly ball to right, and Demi Elder makes the catch for out number 1. For all the players to retire, it's the hottest hitter on the team.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
So T.R.A. Jennings, who now is 1 double away from setting the Oklahoma record. Take low from Blackledge. Not sure where that missed in a 12-0 game, but it's called a ball. Curious to see how long these Sooners starters stay out there. Jennings reaches on a 4-pitch walk here with 1 out in the first.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 33, Alyssa Brito.
Brings up Brito. Walked in her first at-bat, 1-0. 5 walks earned thus far, as Oklahoma has 8 hits. There's a change up for a strike from Blackledge. There's no better way to forge you into the fire than this. As a freshman, do you really want to be here? Show it. It's got to be the thought process of Coach Snyder here. This is a double play ball. Orrick to first. Texas Tech ends the inning with a flourish, and their 18th double play of the season sends us to the bottom of the first inning. Oklahoma up by a dozen. Got a complete game shutout last month against San Diego State. Comes off of 3 scoreless innings on Sunday against Iowa State as Aubrey Barnhart chases the first pitch from Deal. An opportunity for T.R.A. Jennings to show there is not many pop-ups uncatchable for this Oklahoma defense. 1 out from Deal.
Now batting for the Red Raiders, number 00.
Texas Tech's lineup with Ariana Villa in the 2 spot once again. And then Riley Love back in the lineup hitting third. Wyckoff, Elder, Jennings, Orrick, Wright, and Holloman. Maddie Wright, who pitched yesterday, in the DP spot here today. Take a look at Deal a little closer, and the scouting report I got from Coach Gasso is that she changes speeds as good as anyone she's seen. Really goes in and up to right-handers well. The rise ball is the go-to pitch. Via takes and the count 1-1. Villa gets a hold of one to right. This is gone. Villa's 6th home run of the year. Off of the glove of Pickering. And Texas Tech able to get a run against Oklahoma here in the bottom of the first. That snaps the 22-inning scoreless streak for Deal. And a stretch of too many games, says Coach Snyder, without scoring against Oklahoma. The Sooners shut out Texas Tech in their last 7. But the Red Raiders jump all over that one, and it's the Pecan setting things up here for Riley Love, who is swinging the hottest bat this side of the Mississippi. Love, the only player with more RBIs than Sidney Sanders, tied in home runs as well with the Oklahoma first baseman. 4 for 6 with 3 long balls on Tuesday for Love as she gets hit. So Texas Tech needing to put up 4 or 5 runs to get their fans back in it here. Off to a good start. And hopefully Love is all right. And this is not a great sign. Already playing a bit under the weather is Love. There's nobody that's going to take her out of this ball game, I'll tell you that. Sets things up for the freshman of the year in the Big 12, Haley Wyckoff. 4:05 to lead the Red Raiders. Wyckoff reached twice yesterday in 3 at-bats, a walk and a hit by pitch. So the Red Raiders will face a lefty once again here today. Ricky takes Iron outside. Oklahoma with 26 runs already in this series. We've played just 8 innings. Good looking curveball. Misses. As Robert Gonzalez shows that both sides can be upset at him at the same time. Very tight zone in the top of the first inning for this umpire. So far a tight zone here in the bottom of the first. Wyckoff over to second. Hodge will swivel and fire to Jennings for out number 2 on the fielder's choice. Ariana Villa with a solo shot. Got the 0 off the scoreboard for the Red Raiders.
For the Red Raiders, number 2, Demi Elder.
Now bumping up in the lineup is Demi Elder. Who had a single and a walk yesterday in the 5 spot. Once again in that 5 spot, but this time in front of Oric as she takes a strike on the inner half. Elder strokes one out to center, but it's right at Coleman, who makes the grab to end the inning, but not before Texas Tech able to snap Deal's scoreless streak with a solo shot by Villa. We'll be back. It is a damp Saturday afternoon here in Lubbock as Blackledge comes out. Got a run of support there in the bottom of the first inning. And how important would a 1-2-3 inning be here in the second? As Riley Ludlam leads things off for OU. Ludlam, Hodge, and Boone, the 7-8-9 for the Sooners. And Ludlam has not taken her bat off her shoulder all weekend long. Walked 3 times yesterday, walked in the first inning here today. Once again taking. And as an umpire, I have to imagine that when you see all of these Sooners refuse to swing a couple times, you have to expand the zone considering the score.
The wind's blowing this way, that's why it's
No, it really is.
Another take equals the count 2-2. Again, Ludlam takes on a pitch that looked like a strike. And again, Robert Gonzalez says,
What are they
no,
gonna
we're
do?
going to make you stay here and watch another pitch in a 12-1 game in the second. The count runs full. Blackledge wondering where she needs to put it to get a strike call. I understand keeping the sanctity of the umpire profession. I think everyone would agree sometimes there's got to be a sliding scale based off of the score. Like that pitch that just misses outside and puts Oklahoma on base here to lead off the second inning.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Wiping Brisbane.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 82, Avery Hodge.
How's that look? Yeah.
Brings up Avery Hodge here with no
Line
outs.
line. Okay, yeah, he said yeah.
I'm gonna tell him that it's
Okay.
RBI single for Hodge through the right side in the first inning. A 12-run first inning for the Sooners.
Y'all silly. I want a green tea. I love green tea. Y'all ever heard of a green tea shot?
One ball down the right side.
Lane and Levin.
Runner at first, nobody out here in the second. And it is laced into the glove of Orick. Snap throw to first. The 19th double play of the season, and the Red Raiders lead the nation now in twin killings with that 6-3 web gem. That'll get Red Raider Nation on their feet here at a sold-out Rocky Johnson Field as Abby Orick has now turned 2 double plays herself with throws to Barnhart. But Riley Boone continues her success. A near mirror image to what we saw from Hodges' single in the first. Boone will slap one in the 3-4 hole to keep the inning going. To the top of the lineup we go. Jada Coleman still in there. She takes off the outside corner. A .426 batting average for Coleman. Blackledge is looking for an important shutdown inning here for Texas Tech after they scored 1 in the bottom of the first. They're just looking to chip away this 11-run deficit. Grounder over to second. And with the help of a key double play Texas Tech puts up a massive 0 in the top of the second inning.
Middle of the second inning.
And we will
Sooners
see
have
Jennings,
one hit,
Orick, and Wright
one left
become
on.
scoreboard operator and a tough time putting up 12 in that top of the first. As Reagan Jennings swings at the first pitch. Finds a base knock out to center, the freshman from Atascocita. He was recruited by Craig Snyder at A&M. They will convince Jennings to stay in state. Leadoff base knock for the freshman sets things up here for Texas Tech as they look to at least add a little bit of intrigue here on this Saturday after a fluky first. Abby Orick, who had to hit fourth yesterday without love, back in her usual comfort spot in the bottom of the lineup, really adding some depth to this Texas Tech lineup this season is Orick, hitting 293, career high 6 home runs already. Just love to keep the line moving here.
Yeah, funny when I'm on American
Has to
Idol.
be trouble for the defense on a quick twist. Hodge does really nicely to play that off a hop, and the fielder's choice picks up out number 1. You know, with a wet infield that dealt with a little bit of rain earlier today, it felt like the spin off that ball might provide some difficulty, but Hodge handled it nicely, and Maddie Wright will come to the plate. Wright, who came back to her home state after spending 4 years at Charlotte. In fact, played with a lot of these Red Raider players
And I've been doing just fine.
pre-college, whether it be the circuit of travel ball, high school as well. And Wright, a two-way threat with just 9 at-bats, has 4 hits and 5 RBIs this season. 2-0, the healthy hack pushes the count to 2-1.
I'll try to help you out too.
Kirsten Deal able to work the count back even at 2-2. Great eye by Wright with the freshman Halleman on deck. This feels like a golden opportunity to try to turn the lineup back over here early. Keep your way back in if you're Texas Tech. Payoff pitch on a check swing. Wright thinks it's a walk and is ruled out. A strikeout recorded. Have to imagine that was on the check swing. It did not look like a strike in the zone. So Wright is retired. Snyder not happy about it.
Number 7, Logan Holloman.
As Halleman comes to the plate. They do call it a strikeout looking. Wow. For an umpire who has had such a tight zone today. To ring up Wright on a pitch up and away. So 2 outs here with a runner at first, and Halleman takes a strike on the outer half.
The fence is killing me. Sorry.
Halleman, who a couple infield ground outs yesterday. 3 of them, 0 for 3. The pitcher bunted out to the catcher, grounded out to the second baseman in her final at bat. Down in an 0-2 hole. And takes outside. the zone, and the count now back even for the freshman. High school All-American for Alleman. Schneider emphasizes that she just puts the ball in play, and that is such a useful tool. Looking to do so here on the 2-2, and it's right into the big first baseman's glove as Sanders is there, and a clean inning for Deal. Sends us to the third. Top of the third inning and the top of the lineup with Parker, Pickering, and Sanders. After Mimi Blackledge put up a colossal 0 in the second. The freshman looking to put together one of her longest outings. Her career high is just 2 innings pitched. Blackledge with an out here would set a new career mark. 3 runs allowed by Mimi in the first inning. A couple inherited runs come in as well on a tough stat line for Maddie Keel. Parker takes a strike on the outer half. 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs and a pair of runs for the freshman Parker.
No more singing, Dad.
Ball out to Orick. Clean first out to start the third inning.
Batting for the Sooners, number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
It brings up Cassidy Pickering, who has 1 home run today. Looking for a second, but it comes feet short. And Halleman, one freshman, retires the other for the second out here in the third. Just what the doctor ordered. 2 quick outs to start this third inning.
Number 1, Sydney Sanders.
And they bring up Sanders. One for 2 with an RBI single and a flyout. Nice change piece there. Ahead of another changeup. Count 1 and 2 here with 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Oklahoma scored 12 in the first. In fact, the Sooners did something I'm not sure anyone has ever done in a Power 5 conference softball game, which was hit around without recording an out in the first inning. Ground ball, scooped up by Love, and a 1-2-3 inning for Blackledge. A lot of optimism over in that third base dugout. First 200 fans today got some playing cards, Barraza style. Once again, giveaway tomorrow as well to the first 200. Chastity Rains playing cards as Aubrey Barnhart chases the first pitch she sees from Deal again. 1 for 2. Start to the day for the leadoff hitter. Ariana Villa will come to the plate, and the last time that Villa took a swing, she saw it go a long way on the Red Raiders' first run of the weekend. 6th home run for Villa, who has just been an absolute stable piece in the puzzle. 326 last year, has over 100 games played, 150 games played in a Red Raider uniform. Looks to spark what would be a memorable comeback just to keep this game potentially going past the 5th. Has to be a bit of a goal here. And you see Villa shaking that left hand on a take, even in the count 1-1. One out, bottom third, and a 12-1 lead for Oklahoma. Tech has a few more innings to try to get within 7 runs. Give themselves more of an opportunity to chip away. Deal thought she had the strikeout. As I said earlier, always fun when you have an umpire that both teams are upset. Chopper out to second, high hop gathered by Hodge, and that's exactly what you want to do if you're an infielder. Try to time out that high hop, and there's 2 outs.
Batting for the Red Raiders, number 5, Riley Love.
The last chance here for Texas Tech is in the form of Riley Love. Certainly has not gotten the recognition nationally that she deserves. Senior from Keller, who missed half the year last year. Snyder mentioned that she has a difference in her approach. Every at-bat, Riley Love has a plan. That's so neat. About an OPS of nearly 1,400 for Love. Takes high in the count, even 1-1. Take low there by Love. Just got under this one, down the left field line and out of play. So Love will have a second chance. And take a look at some of these diehard fans excited to see this final Big 12 matchup between Oklahoma and Texas Tech before the Sooners make a move to the SEC. They'll be replaced with some big hitters as well. Arizona added to the conference. Arizona State. Love skies one to left. And Deal matches Blackledge with 1, 2, 3 innings here in the 3rd. And we head out to the 4th, where Oklahoma will send Jennings, Brito, and Ludlum to the plate next.
For the Sooners, number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
Top of the 4th inning here on the Big 12 now on ESPN+. T.R.A. Jennings takes low and outside. Mimi Blackledge, who has set a new career high and has done so brilliantly with 3 innings of work. The last 2 have been scoreless for the freshman, making just her 4th collegiate appearance. And again, pounding the zone here against a dangerous foe. Top 10 finalist for USA Collegiate Player of the Year last year for both Jennings and Coleman. Jennings will take this and soft serve it out to left for her 2nd hit of the game. Well, the athlete who won the award was a 2-way threat from Clemson named Valerie Cagle. She might be in contention again, but I'll tell you what, Kiki Malloy with Tennessee has a good case to make. I'm not sure how you keep T.R.A. Jennings out of this one.
Pitch hitting for the Sooners.
Pinch hitter will come in
Number 40, Alina
in the form of
Torres.
Alina Torres, who we saw have a long home run in the 4th inning yesterday. Part of a 1-for-2 game with a walk as well, as Torres swings at the first pitch. On the short way over to first on a charging grounder. It's about number 1 as Jennings moves to second clean feed over there from Love.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 30, Riley Ludlam.
So Ludlam comes to the plate. We'll see if she swings this time. For a player hitting .405. Certainly tell why the batting average is so high. Ludlam with a golden eye at the plate. Takes a swing on 2-0. Skies one out to right. Elder is there in fair territory as Jennings stays put. And there's 2 outs here in the 4th.
Batting for the Sooners, number 82, Avery
Score
Hawk.
updates from yesterday as Texas took care of BYU in both games of their doubleheader. Iowa State with a 9-4 win over Houston. That was a Cougar team that took down Texas last week on opening night in the conference. Meanwhile, Kansas upsets Baylor 3-2. And Oklahoma State shut out UCF as Hodge pops one out to left. Villa is there. Blackledge with 3 shutout innings sends us to the bottom of the 4th. OU up by 11. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and after Oklahoma put up 12 in the first, you thought maybe they would have some absolute nuclear numbers today. And Blackledge has just been nails for Texas Tech. What a find by Coach Snyder. Let this spark a run through conference play for the freshman who had not pitched in about a month. As Keely Wyckoff takes a pair and the count 1-1. Wicki turns on one to right. That's a no-doubter. The freshman of the year has her 3rd home run here in 2024. Texas Tech has a pair of solo shots as Wyckoff continues her hot run the month of March. Hits in 8 of the last 9, home runs in 2 of the last 3 for Keely Wyckoff. And it brings up Demi Elder, who flew out to deep center in her first at-bat as she takes her strike. Elder runs into one. Deep center field. Coleman at the warning track, and it is a couple feet shy of going back-to-back as Coleman shows that $1 million smile. Route number 1.
Batting for the Red Raiders,
So back around the
number 14,
diamond here
Brandon
today,
Jennings.
UCF and Oklahoma State have just ignited their 2nd game of the series. With 28 innings pitched this year for Carly Keeney. Keeney, who is developing a changeup, says Coach Gasso, really implementing an ideology this season to create more ground ball pitches. Let's see if Keeney can keep the ball down here against Reagan Jennings, and she does. But it's off the glove of Sanders, and Jennings is safe on Oklahoma's first error of the weekend. defense that let down the Sooners in their lone loss this year against Louisiana had been so good with just one error over their last 5. So now an opportunity for Abby Orrick, who chases the ball down and outside.
Number 11, Abby Orrick.
It's the 4th Oklahoma pitcher here this series. So a little bit of Peyton Monticelli at the end to clean up the 7th inning, as Texas Tech is down to their last 5 outs here, needing 3 runs. Try to push this game past the 5th. Orrick will go down on 3 pitches. Route number 2. We have a final line on
Batting for the Red
Kirsten
Raiders, number
Deal.
12, Maddie Wright.
3 1/3. Allowing 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 strikeout. Now, Maddie Wright, who takes a ball just off the plate. Looking to find a gap and see if the freshman Reagan Jennings can chug. On the count. No, I know it's St. Patty's Day weekend. That's not what I meant. Although the green shoelaces sure look good here on Mental Health Awareness Weekend. Timed up nicely with the green holiday. Right, we'll swib one over to second where Hodge is there, and we are off to the 5th, where Oklahoma leads by 10. See if they can add a little bit of insurance
Bottom of the
against
4th,
Blackledge
1
when they
run
come back.
scored, 1 home, Maya Bland.
Pinch hitter here in the form of Maya Bland, who picked up a 2-run double. And are only at that yesterday in the 7th, and she will lead things off here in the 9th spot, hitting for Riley Boone. Two is low from Blackledge in her 5th inning of work. Well beyond her career high mark. 3 runs allowed on 3 hits in the 1st inning by Mimi Blackledge. Just 1 hit allowed since. As Bland takes a borderline pitch, and once again the strike zone as small as you will ever see it on the softball diamonds here today. How about this? Blackledge's career goal is to become a federal agent. Just a freshman, daughter of collegiate softball player Katie Blackledge, who played at Grinnell University. Pitch is driven past the second baseman Jennings, who is playing Bland to pull, and the 5th inning starts with a leadoff knock for the Sooners. So turns the lineup over. See if it is Jada Coleman to hit.
Batting for the Sooners, number 24, Jada Coleman.
It will be Coleman, who singled and walked in a run in the first. Rounded out in the second. She takes high. Well, on top of the first inning that took 27 minutes. Saw Oklahoma score all of their runs in this contest thus far. As Coleman takes high and outside, and the count 2-0.
And now we're 14 under.
Edie Bland over at first. Coleman takes a strike with the changeup. It will be a walk in the 16th earned this season by Jada Coleman. So Oklahoma has 2 on base, and you wonder if the Red Raiders want to keep the spirits high for Mimi Blackledge, or
Batting for the Sooners,
ask
number
her
5,
to
Ella Parker.
put together 3 more outs here with the tank potentially on empty, and that's the question here. Parker takes a strike down low. We saw Olivia Raines yesterday put together 3 terrific innings in relief before she came out in the 7th inning and saw her stat line go haywire. There's a good looking pitch with the changeup to Ella Parker and the count 1-1. Parker, who had a pair of singles in the first, rounded out in the third. This is a ground ball, double play ball, and it gets by the shortstop Orick and out to left field. So Coleman will go first to third. See if that is ruled an error. A hard hit ball by Parker. Texas Tech, who have turned 2 double plays here today, had the opportunity there. And no, they're going to call it an RBI double for Ella Parker.
Batting for the Sooners, number 27, Hannah
That sets
Cooper.
things up here for Hannah Core. Core, who singled in the 7th inning yesterday, a 1-for-2 start to the series off the bench. Had her first collegiate home run on Tuesday against Tarleton State. Core swings at this one, deep to right center, a leaping grab made by Halleman, and a sac fly registered by Core. Will pump the lead back up to a dozen for the Sooners.
Batting for the Sooners, number 1, Sydney Sanders.
So Sydney Sanders comes up here with 1 out, a runner at third, and he is hit by the pitch.
Here you.
Batting for the Sooners, number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
A chance for Jennings here. She has not been retired this weekend. 5 at-bats yesterday, 3 at-bats today. 3 walks, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and a single. And Blackledge finds a way to sneak one by Jennings as the 0-2 pitch misses low. Runners on the corners with one out. Good spoil swing there. Jennings to center field, did not get all of it, and it'll be another sacrifice fly here for the Sooners in the 5th inning. So the first time that T.R.A. Jennings gets retired, but not officially. With the sacrifice fly, Jennings will stay 2 for 2 and 5 for 5 on the series. As Alina Torres looks for her first hit today, and Texas Tech looks to get through this top of the 5th inning. We saw how innings can get out of hand. In fact, Oklahoma put together 2 of the most impressive consecutive innings you will see, from the 7th inning yesterday to the 1st inning today. 20 runs. That is not an exaggeration. Eight runs. The 7th inning yesterday from 6-0 to 14-0, and then a 12 spot here in the 1st inning today. I think it's safe to say the Sooners have their stride back after a slow start to the month of March. See if we'll save Nicole May for tomorrow or just give her the weekend off altogether. I assume we will see May. The hitting continues, and Torres finds a gap up the middle. Base hit number 13 for Oklahoma today.
Batting for the Sooners, number 30, Riley Ludlow.
Now Ludlum watches the first pitch sail to the backstop as both runners move up. Deep breaths from Mimi Blackledge, who, similar to Olivia Raines yesterday, had tremendous mid-inning work. And in the 4th inning of relief work for Raines yesterday, the 5th inning of relief work today for Blackledge. Oklahoma able to time them up. But a great opportunity for Texas Tech next weekend as they head to the lowly Cyclones. Looking to get back on track before hosting UCF here in 2 weekends. It'll be a Thursday to Saturday series to end the month of March here on the Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Hitters count here at 3-1. Ludlum will walk for the 6th time this weekend.
Batting for the Sooners, number 82,
2 on.
Avery Hodge.
2 out, and Avery Hodge at the plate. 29 runs scored this series thus far for Oklahoma, and we've got a finale tomorrow at noon. Final Big 12 meeting in the regular season between these two. You never know what could happen in OKC. Good looking pitch from Blackledge, and the count evens 1-1. And 2. Hodge grounded into a double play in the second. RBI single in the first and a fly out in the fourth. So 1-for-3 day. Getting a start at second base today. She'll lift one out to center. Retrievable for Howlerman. And we are off to the bottom of the fifth as Oklahoma puts up a 3 spot. Leads by a baker's dozen. Nine-hitter in Howlerman to lead things off here against Carly Keeney in her second inning of work. Keeney did well. Pick up the 2 outs needed to finish the 4th inning in relief of Kirsten Deal, starting pitcher today. Maddie Keel got the start, could not record an out. Now 9 earned in 6 hits allowed with 3 walks. She's in line for the loss. But how about Mimi Blackledge? 5 innings of work, did allow that 3 spot in the top of this inning, but went way past the expectation level with call to the bullpen made with no outs in the first inning. Maya Bland takes over out in the right, the only defensive change here for Oklahoma, as they are 3 outs away from a 15th run rule win this season. Howlerman out to short. Jennings fires over to Sanders for the first out. Reminder, we're back tomorrow at high noon for the finale of this series. Oklahoma will head back to that gorgeous new Loves Field establishment for a midweek against UT Arlington on Wednesday, and then they'll host Baylor Friday to Sunday. Tech is off to Iowa for a 4 o'clock Friday start. First pitch in there for a strike to Aubrey Barnhart, in the first ball that she has not swung at today. She was 0 for 2 with a pair of first pitch outs in the air. Two down on strikes. And the second strikeout earned by the Liberty transfer, who has NCAA experience. Will surely provide great number 3 behind May and Deal. So the final chance here for Texas Tech stands in the Pecan. Ariana Villa, who hit a solo shot back in the first inning. We are 1 for 2 with a ground out in the third. Takes a big hack at the 1-0 and fouls it off 1-1. So tomorrow we will see Tiare Jennings go for a record. She is 1 double away from standing alone atop the Oklahoma doubles charts. She's tied today with her 58th double with Sydney Romero. Meanwhile, I know I had a couple people tweeting at me asking how close Jennings was to Lauren Chamberlain. In fact, Tiare Jennings needs 23 home runs this season
I can
to
grab
pass
that.
Chamberlain. She has 9 so far. 14 more. Those that need a calculator. Via takes inside 2-2. A reminder that Jocelyn Allo has 122 home runs. So that's almost 30 more than Chamberlain. 2-2 misses outside. So the game continues. Payoff pitch to Villa. Grounded, handled by Hodge, and the Sooners flex with 12 runs in the first inning. They win their 36th straight against the Red Raiders. A 15-2 finish. We'll be back tomorrow at noon to wrap up this series set at Rocky Johnson Field. Our entire crew here on the Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. I'm Daniel Gilman saying so long. Have a great rest of your day. Stay warm, stay dry. I'll talk to you tomorrow.